Michigan rappers King Sound and G Mac Cash just dropped a new hip hop single. The Butchers is out on all digital platforms. Make sure you tune in and check them out. The Butchers by King Sound and G Mac Cash. Links in the description. Make sure you check it out. YouTube Music, Spotify, Apple, regular YouTube. So make sure you go support these brothers, man. And peace. All right, man. I might be wondering all of a sudden why. Y'all might be wondering all of a sudden why Tank Davis is now talking about fighting Lomachenko, Shakur, Stevenson, and those type of guys. PBC need a new cash cow. They know the formula the whole time. PBC knows the formula. And they, you know, for the love of me, I don't understand why they just refuse to match why they refuse to match they fighters in the fights that fans want to see. I just never really understood it. But apparently they need a new cash cow. And going back to the Earl Spence video, if you didn't see that one, I have to tell the story again if you've seen it. Sorry to sound redundant, but so basically what happened there was Errol Spence veered off of Al Haymon plan and fought Crawford. That's why Crawford plugged in directly to Spence, because Spence didn't know what was going on. Al was handling the business on the behalf of Errol Spence, and he was probably like, you know, telling Terrence Crawford one thing, telling Spence one thing. He didn't want the fight to happen. Flat out, he didn't want the fight to happen. So Terrence Crawford went around Al, went right to Spence, and then, you know, pretty much him and Spence got the fight done. That's why Al put it on the same day as the UFC fight. Al didn't want the fight to succeed. He wanted Errol Spence to fight Keith Thurman. He wanted Errol Spence then to go at 54, then Errol Spence to go fight Canelo Alvarez. Now, they were saying that, you know, he wanted his cash cows, allegedly. He don't give them all their money, allegedly. He reinvests some of their money to keep PBC going. This is why Mayweather told Logan Paul, you don't understand how the game goes. My bad. So he was, you know, and he was telling Logan Paul that's how the game goes. You know, I'm still getting checks and money from 10 years ago. Because Al Haymon allegedly takes the cash cow money and he reinvested. They don't really never see all their money, you know, 2 years down the line, or they may never see that money again. You know, they may never see that money again. So yeah, that's how they playing it. That's how they playing it. So Errol Spence knew he didn't want to be the cash cow where Al Haymon is taking his money and talking about he reinvesting it and he'll never see that money probably ever again, allegedly. So with Errol Spence, the Canelo fight was supposed to set them up where Canelo probably, you know, beat Spence and Canelo became the face of PBC. They got a bunch of money to reinvest back into the company, and now Canelo was going to be pretty much their cash cow, and they're going to let him do whatever they want to do. Now they don't have the Spence fight to make the lucrative money. The Munguia fight didn't make the money they thought they was going to make. The Berlanga fight damn sure ain't going to make the money they want to make. So for the most part, they need the Benavidez fight, they need the Crawford fight. If they don't get those, then it's just inevitable that it's over with. So now you hinging your company on the guy that you can't even control. This is his last fight on PBC, a part of that 3-fight deal. So now they hinging they wagons to a guy who they don't control. He's just an affiliate. And so now they got to make Tank the real face of boxing. They got to put Tank in there with somebody real, with a real opponent. And you know, and this is why a lot of they fighters strike out the way they strike out, is because they move them like bitches their whole career, and then they do one giant leap, and they get their ass whooped. Instead of gradually moving them in the right direction, they go from bombast to the creme de la creme of the division, or the creme de la creme of boxing, and it don't work that way. It don't work that way. know. So they find it out the hard way, and they may find out again. You know, and now they need Tank to be the cash cow, so he can finesse Tank out his money and give Tank a couple dollars so Tank can be happy. But it's really, the cash cow is really about, for PBC, the cash cow is keeping the company alive. That's what it's about. Being able to generate enough money to keep the company alive. And then with Mayweather, you know, with Mayweather, it was different too. Because according to what people thought the cash cow is, Mayweather allowed them to get the Showtime deal and keep the Showtime deal. And when Mayweather stopped wanting to fight with PBC and go do his own thing with exhibitions, the Showtime, you know, then the money got funny. So Showtime started looking at the books like, well, we don't need PBC. We don't need these sloppy suckers. Get rid of them. They don't have a Mayweather or a fighter to generate the cash. So now they need Tank to start fighting real opponents to do real numbers, so they can keep the company going. And they could have just made the fights that fans want to see just on their side of the street, and they could have had multiple TV deals. They probably would have never lost the NBC deal. They never would have lost none of the deals they had originally, ESPN, all them original deals. But instead, you know, they didn't want to give the fans what they want, and the fans spoke. So instead of giving fans the fight they want to see, that lets you know the reason they don't do that is because it protects their financial interests. That's all it do. It protects their financial interests. It protects their financial interests. So, you know, but that's why Tank all of a sudden is fighting the top fighters. That's why. That's why Tank is fighting the top fighters. That's why Tank is fighting the top fighters. You know? So, you know, that is what it is. That's why he's fighting the top fighters. So, they gotta generate some type of cash. They got to generate some type of real money to entice a network to continue to invest in the investors to invest into the company. And it wasn't hard to see. You can see it. All of a sudden, he went from fighting Frank Martin and them guys. And, you know, even after the Ryan Garcia fight, he should have, okay, Lomachenko, okay, this, that, and the third. You know, he should have been knocking them off of that. They want to be difficult. That's just what it is. PBC wants to be a difficult company. You know, it is nothing more, nothing less. They want to be a difficult company. They want us to be highly difficult. Instead of just making the fights fans want to see and being a thriving company, they want to reinvent the wheel. Boxing has a proven method of success. You know, market the fighters where everybody can see them. Put the fighters in the fight that people want to see them in. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to thrive. But Al Heyman just needs somebody to open doors for him, man. You probably ask, why Mayweather stopped fighting? Because they wasn't paying Mayweather the money. Come on, they wasn't paying Mayweather the money. Mayweather got tired of his money, allegedly didn't reinvest it, allegedly not paying him. So he cut Al Heyman and them. He been cut Leonard Ellaby off. Before he formally fired Leonard Ellaby, he been cut him off. He been cut him off. he been cut that ass off. So he been just getting them exhibition money and pocketing the money himself because Al Heyman owed him so much money, allegedly. He wanted to do Tank Davis the same way. So I told y'all, man, any dude that's scared to be mentioned, or you got a non-disclosure agreement or disparagement agreement, and you can't say nothing bad about him, or you got to thank him, and then he's scared to be seen in public, that's bad business. That's bad business right away, no matter how good the deal seems. That's not a guy you want to do business with. But hey, it is what it is. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Appreciate the notifications. We go live with our video. Financially, you want to support the channel. Cash App, $CJ Good313. Venmo CJ Good313. PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Appreciate the love and support. Check out the box on the playlist. Peace.